Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, it's that time of the year. Yes, it's political season. And when you do content creation that deals with Second Amendment issues, then it's kind of hard to not get into politics. Then we try to keep things apolitical here at Washington Gun Law. We try to keep it right down the middle. We're going to take a look at something that came out or was leaked out today. It's got a lot of people worked up, and maybe for good reason. What I'm talking about is the 2024 GOP platform. Because if you go back and you compare to how this looked just a couple of election cycles ago, it appears that we kind of shifted our emphasis here, maybe even shifted our language, and it's got a lot of people in the Second Amendment community and a couple other communities worried. So today, let's spend a few minutes. Let's just take a look at the platform itself, and let's talk about, is the GOP about to abandon your Second Amendment rights? Okay, it is July, it is 2024, the Republican convention is just around the corner, and there is now advanced copies of the 2024 GOP platform. Now, what's got a lot of people in our community spun up is that if you go back and you take a look at the 2016 GOP platform, which I will point out had the same presumptive nominee, you would have found some incredibly strong language. Take, for example, in 2016, the GOP platform was quoted as saying, "We support firearm reciprocity legislation to recognize the right of law-abiding Americans to carry firearms to protect themselves and their families in all 50 states. Oh, but there was a lot more, including, "We oppose ill-conceived laws that would restrict magazine capacity or ban the sale of the most popular and common modern rifle. We also oppose any effort to deprive individuals of their right to keep and bear arms without due process of law. We condemn frivolous lawsuits against gun manufacturers and the current administration's illegal harassment of firearm dealers. We oppose federal licensing or registration of law-abiding gun owners, registration of ammunition, and restoration of the ill-fated Clinton gun ban." How clairvoyant. That's the 2016 platform, which you could literally, if you wanted to, cut and paste and put right in the 2024, because as we see, the more things change, sometimes the more they stay the same. And these are attacks that the party was addressing in 2016 and attacks that we still are talking about today because, candidly, they haven't been adequately addressed, right? Okay, but then if you fast forward to 2020, and granted the world was in a very unique place in 2020, but the GOP platform at that point had significantly less language and less even real estate in the platform dedicated to Second Amendment issues. But then along comes the 2024 GOP platform. And then rather than dedicating a couple of paragraphs, or what I would like to see at least dedicating a page to list all of the unconstitutional attacks that are currently ongoing on Americans' inalienable rights, rather in this 16-page party platform, the Second Amendment is sort of mentioned one time on page 4. It is mentioned along a list of 20 important campaign points, okay? So it's in a laundry list of wish list for the GOP. The actual language of number 7 on the party platform is, "Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms." And that's it. That's it, okay? There is no other mention anywhere in all 16 pages of the party platform of anything else to do with your inalienable Second Amendment rights. Now, this has many concern because there has always been a level of skepticism about many in the GOP and their willingness to support our Second Amendment rights. Enter the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, a piece of legislation which was compromised on by several Republican lawmakers, and we have now seen that Bipartisan Safer Communities Act get shoved down our throat with ATF rulemaking. Take a look at some of the attempts to create federal red flag laws or to limit red flag laws, and how many members of the GOP have actually worked either to help pass red flag laws or to stymie the paring back of them. Take a look that a Supreme Court which consists of 3 Donald Trump appointed justices just rejected not one, not two, not three, but 4 separate assault weapon ban cases out of Illinois, which also includes a magazine ban and also includes an unlawful firearm registry. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So you begin to understand where the skepticism comes from some of those on the political right. Now, there's other concerning parts of this platform as well, because it would appear that this platform has adjusted significantly in the last 2 election cycles to the presumptive nominee. Donald Trump, although he talks a good game on the Second Amendment, is also the individual who happened to write the playbook on how the ATF could just change rules in the middle of the stream and turn everyone into criminals overnight. Yes, he did appoint 3 very good justices to the United States Supreme Court. We'll be doing a separate video where we're actually going to put Donald Trump on trial, but in a joking way to figure out, is he actually good for the Second Amendment or bad for the Second Amendment? I got a couple of people that are going to help us with that video. But if the pro-choice, pro-life issue is a huge issue, and it is a big, hot-button issue for some voters here in this country, well, you're not going to be happy to learn that actually the language that has traditionally been in the GOP platform has been significantly watered down in the 2024 version of it. And again, I think that reflects what the president has openly said on this issue. The platform also includes pretty strong language for protection of access to birth control and in vitro fertilization. Now, these are issues that we're not going to touch here with a 10-foot pole at Washington gun law. That would be getting way outside of our lane. But I do know that these are very, very important issues to some voters in the United States. And it is clear that the party platform has shifted, albeit not significantly, but has shifted on these issues. Most concerning for us is the Second Amendment, which was talked about at great length, in great detail. Just 2 party platforms again is barely mentioned in the 2024 platform. Listen, we're going to link it up down below so that you guys can geek out on it for yourself. Maybe you got questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights. If you do, you should know how to get a hold of Washington Gun Law by now. If you don't, that information, it's down below in the description box. Maybe you got an idea for a video we should be doing. If you do, go ahead and click on that link right there, because candidly, between all of us, most of the good ideas we have really aren't our ideas at all. And then finally, and most importantly, let's everyone remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.